Gotcha! This is end step, right? Yeah, we win. Hello, good game. Welcome back, ghouls and goblins. Thank you so much for taking the time to support the channel. I really appreciate it. Today we'll be playing with Orzhov Clerics. This is white and black. We're flooding the field, gaining life, sending things to the grave, and then bringing them back, which is a lot of fun. We're going to break down the deck list, talk about strategies, synergies, and then showcase all of that in the gameplay footage, finally wrapping up with our final thoughts. I really appreciate the support on the channel. Make sure to like all of the videos. Great free way to support. You can go above and beyond if you want to subscribe to the channel to see more content like this on your feed. What up? We'll become best friends, okay? And you can, of course, maybe even become a Patreon if you want as well. So with that out of the way, let's take a look at the deck list, and then we'll break into the gameplay footage. Heavenly Sacrifice is a 60 card best of 1 standard deck with a 2.1 average mana value. We have 13 non-creatures and 25 creatures, 22 land, risking it for the biscuit. There is no MDFC land here, but if you wanted, there is that cleric that gains life and is also a land. I just felt that it was nice to not be coming in tapped, right? If we can just curve out really aggressively, that is good, and I didn't find that we were bricking at all, so it's not something that we included in this version, but it is definitely something that you could think about if you're having land troubles with the deck. With that being said, we'll break down the deck and, review it at the end of the video as well, talking about more things just like that. But for now, we're playing the Pyre of Heroes, that's what it's called. We can tap it on the same turn that it enters the battlefield, which is nice. Sacrificing a creature, grabbing a creature of the matching creature type, putting it into play with mana value equal to +1, which is great. So, sacrificing a 2-drop, pulling out a 3-drop. Sacrificing a 3-drop, pulling out a 4-drop, so on and so forth, which is really good. It's basically going to allow us to ramp up quite consistently each turn, pulling out stronger creatures. And then, we have the ability to pull things back out from the grave. Null Priest of Oblivion, when it's kicked for 6, can grab a creature from the graveyard, bring it into the battlefield. That's really nice. We also have the Skyclave Hierophant, and whenever it or another cleric we control dies, return a cleric with lesser mana value from your graveyard to the battlefield. So we're getting creatures of greater mana through the Pyre, and creatures of lower value through the Skyclave, which is really cool. We have a nice draw through Taborax, Hope's Demise, 2/2 with flying. It's got lifelink as long as it has 5 or more +1/+1 counters on it. Whenever a non-token creature you control dies, put a +1/+1 counter on Taborax. If that creature was a cleric, you may draw a card if you do lose 1 life. So this is the first card that I like to tutor with Pyre, right? It's a 1 of, and if we get it in play first, that's going to set us up for the whole game really nicely with that continuous draw, putting those counters on. Eventually it gets life gain, which is really, really nice. And we can also use the single copy of the Luminarch Aspirant. Again, 1 copy because we can tutor it out with the Pyre, putting a +1/+1 counter on target creature we control at the beginning of our combat. And this can go on Taborax, which is really nice because, it's going to help it get those 5 counters, and then you'll have lifelink, and that's just great. So that's kind of our first go-to. Of course, once we have Taborax in play, we're going right to the Righteous Valkyrie, just really, really concentrating on this. And, if we can organically drop it on 3, sure, that's fine. I do like to play the Hope's Demise first because of the value that you'll get if something bad happens along your journey, right? And the Valkyrie's a 2/4 with flying. Whenever a angel or cleric enters the battlefield under our control, we'll gain life equal to that creature's toughness. As long as you have 7 or more life than your starting total, all creatures we control will get +2/+2, which is really, really good. And this is a stackable ability, right? So we're tutoring multiple copies of the Righteous Valkyrie out with Pyre as a top priority, right? Yes, I like to get Taborax out first, but next it's all Valkyrie, baby. And then we can get out the Skyclave Hierophant as well. Sack that Valkyrie, put it in the graveyard. Here comes the Skyclave, which is really, really good to do. After that, you know, we're going to be pulling things from the grave when we sacrifice them of lower mana value, right? So now when we're sacking 2 drops to get a 3-drop through the Pyre, we're also getting a 1-drop through the Hierophant. Very, very cool stuff, right? And some nice new 1-drops in the deck. Lunarch Veteran for 1. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield under our control, gain 1 life. Disturb for 2 for the Phantom, a 1/1 with flying. And whenever a creature leaves the battlefield, we'll gain 1 life, right? Chaplain of Alms, a 1/1 with first strike, ward 1, disturb for 4, flying, first strike, 2/1, and each creature will have ward 1, and that's really, really nice, just to make their removal a little bit more expensive. Cleric class, increasing the life we gain by 1 every time we do. Whenever we gain life at level 2, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature we control, and then level 3 for 5, grab a creature from the grave, will gain life equal to its toughness, which is great, right? That goes right into the battlefield. Very, very cool stuff. A single copy of Vanishing Verse and 4 copies of Fateful Absence for removal in the deck. We have a single copy of Professor of Symbology, 2/1 Cleric. Gets us into our sideboard, right? Probation, Sciences, Memory, Anatomy, Annihilation. All the standard goodies that you'd expect within the sideboard for a lesson/learn deck. And we only have the 1 Professor. So unless you're sacking it to bring out a Valkyrie and then later bringing it back into play by sacking another 3-drop, or potentially your Null Priest of Oblivion can bring it back as well. So there's multiple ways, but just be careful with which card you take from your sideboard because it might be your only one. However, I still think that it's just there for a little extra removal. 9 times out of 10, we're pulling Reduced to Memory if we're low on mana, or Annihilation if we have plenty of mana, right? Just to keep our opponents in check, add a little bit of removal to the deck. If not, you know, there's other routes we can take. We have Angel of Destiny. You know, you can sack a Skyclave to pull a 5-drop. The Skyclave will die, so you'll get a 3-drop Valkyrie, which is really, really nice, or a Taborax potentially. And then the Angel of Destiny, you know, at the beginning of your end step, if you have at least 15 or more life than your starting total, each player Angel of Destiny attack this turn loses the game. So it's like a, you know, a multiplayer brawl kind of card here, EDH. But it still works really good in single player because you only have 1 opponent, they're going to lose the game. And whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, you gain that much life. So typically, you're going to drop this after your combat phase, so they're not gaining life through your combat phase, unless you have the Righteous Valkyrie out, and dropping the Angel of Destiny gains you the 6 life, potentially 12 if there's 2 of them, putting you above 27 so you can get a bigger attack, gains you more life through the Angel, right? Dawnbringer, enchantment removal, gain life, graveyard control. Great stuff here. We talked about Null Priest being kicked to bring back a creature, and that's the deck, right? We have 2 Frost Dragons and we have 2 Eye Tyrants for creature lands. Menace on 1, flying on the other, graveyard control on the Menace, and you know, just some basic lands here to fill us out with the pathways for consistency. So the deck feels fairly consistent. It could be a little bit better, I think, but at the end of the day, is this a tier 1 deck? Maybe not, but it definitely is in that tier 2 category, and as a tribal deck, it feels really, really good to play a little life gain in a best of 1 environment, because there's a lot of aggro decks, and if you are gaining a bunch of life every turn, you should have no problem chopping them down, right? So this is, in my opinion, definitely a better deck to play in best of 1 than best of 3. It might even be tier 1 in best of 1 just because of the meta matchup, so to say, because you're facing so many other aggro decks, right? So we'll showcase all of this theory in the gameplay footage of the Heavenly Sacrifice Orzhov Angels deck. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, join our community. We have free contests, giveaways, tournaments, all available within the Discord. In the link tree is where you'll find an invite for that. You can also support the channel a variety of ways while you're there. My Spotify music is there. There's lots of really cool stuff within that link tree, so check it out. Enjoy the gameplay footage, and we'll be back after to wrap up with our final thoughts and you know, potential other deck improvements. So make sure to watch to the end, and we'll see you soon as we start up the gameplay footage. Okay, so this looks all right. Low, good game. Woof, woof. Lunark. Null Priest. Or Pyre. Maybe Pyre. Oh. Definitely Null Priest, so we can block this wolf. If they have a Blizzard Brawl, they win. I don't want to use the removal right away. I'd rather trade these creatures away. We'll see. Interesting. And then we get to keep the removal for that 4/4 troll thing. Veteran out, and then the disturb cost from the veteran for the phantom. Gain the life from the entrance. We have life on exit as well. What else is going on with that hand, right? That's the question. That's the question. What's going on over there, Willis? Peekaboo. I think we block it. Up to 25. Sentinels, whatever. Who cares? That is better. The trample's nice there. Wow. I mean, take it now. Well, the Sentinel's tapped. There's no protection available. No attacks because of the reach, which is whatever. 3 cards left in their hand. We have our Pyre if we can, you know, get this show on the road eventually, but it's hard on 3 mana when we have to shut down an aggro deck, right? It's like, whoa! All of our resources are now going to mitigate your field state rather than kind of just like playing with our own. And the disturb creatures are great for slowing down the aggro decks like this. Like, you know, even surviving till turn 5. 2 cards in hand. Okay, that's the better of the 2 picks. The Mammoth, or sorry, the Sentinel has Indestructible. So we just take 6 damage here, down to 19. Which is really bad. We finally get that land. Hallelujah. But now we've got no creatures in play! Hopefully that was their only Blizzard Brawl. We're taking... hopefully there's no land. There is. Shit. So now we're taking 9 damage. Down to 10. Need some more removal, please. Ooh, a Cobra too. Grab 2 life. Grab 1 life. Sag. No attacks, we're defending. If we can sack Tabarax with Pyre next turn, that will be good. And we have like the chump blocker within the 1/1. We want to keep Tabarax alive so we can sack it as a 3-drop to pull out the Skyclave. Aura or whatever. Big hit though, you know what I mean, Billy? Get the land, that's annoying. So we're taking 4 damage. Not the end of the world. Down to 7, draw a card. Oh no? Because it goes to exile, it's not a die. I get it. Hit with Tabarax, take our 2 damage. Stack it for our Skyclave. Gain 3 life, which is nice. Where's a Cleric class when you need it though, right? Hopefully no more Blizzard Brawls. This is bad. Sorry, just trying to think. I think we just take it, sadly. Or we're pulling Tabarax back, and then, yeah, maybe actually we just do that entire turn again. Because we can repeat that turn. I kind of wanted to leave it and just take the Valk out on itself again, but we could just retake Tabarax out. We're gaining 2 life. Right? We killed their land. Oh, the Chariot is fire. Oh, that's 6. Never mind. I thought it was 5. 4, 5, 6. Yeah. Shoot. Do this, just the exact same thing. Hit for 2. Pull out the Skyclave. Gain 3 life. And then another Pyre. We could double Pyre next turn. Pull out some Valkyries. I wonder if we could land off the top or not. I think we're still in a bad spot. At least we worked our way back up to 20 life. Maybe we can take a couple hits again. And if we can just stay positive, like our net value If we can keep that up, 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 we should be okay. Lots of people were saying my microphone was no buenos. Can we confirm this? I hope it's good. I reset it. Our opponent's thinking about what to do. Okay. This is good. They can sack that because for the draw, because the Chariot's also an artifact, which is really, really good together. Like the Tracker and the Chariot together is next level. So we just blocked 2 cats. Right? At 15. Oh, land. We can do it a couple different ways. And I think that's how we have to do it, because in this version, we don't have that 5-drop. We have a 1-drop in graveyard? Yes, maybe that's better. Instead of kicking, we just play the priest as is. Well, this is less than, though. It's a hard call. Let's play the priest as is. Grab the life. Kill the Null Priest. And then we can get another Valkyrie in play here. The Chaplain comes back as well. Gain another life. Valkyrie's out and about. And then we can use this Pyre. Hey, we're not done. We're not done the lesson, son. Sit back down. We're gaining life, and then we use the other Pyre to sack this Chaplain to pull another 2-drop. In this case, you know, enchantment removal doesn't get us there, so it's not the Dawnbringer Cleric. I do sadly think it's just probably the Luminarch Aspirant, maybe another Null Priest for that life gain to keep us up, right? So, whew, that was clutch. We were in a really rough spot there, but, you know, coming back from that is really, really nice. We will be drawing first. It's a good way to think of it, right? Right, we're not going second. No. We're drawing first. They play a land, draw a card off the top of their library. No! Right? Just flexing. Let's get after it. The life gain should be good if they're a Goblin deck. I feel like they would have dropped a Goblin, though, if they were. Who takes a Goblin deck without a 1-drop? Just 4 of those, what are they called? Those 2/2 with the ability for 2. What is that guy? Battlecry Goblin, that's it. No, it's Is-It. Burn your brains out. Gain that life. Hit for 1. Woo! Or watch out. Could be bad, like field wipes. less than ideal. Let's take our hit first. Because I'd rather them remove these veterans than counter the Valkyrie. Guaranteed this gets countered, though. Or they Dragonfire it. Yeah, just, bye-bye! Woo! Not great, but it's not the end of the world. We know there's more counter magic there. Let's attack first. Kind of, sort of, maybe. I don't think it's a counterspell because there's a hold up there. We'll probably just have both, though. They let it through. We gain 2 life. And they just draw here with a Behold the Multiverse, or something cool like that. That gets us. It's a good start to their game. That's for sure. Come on, Mega Wars. I believe in you. I know, right? Just like, what should I do with my turn? Should I foretell this card? Play a land? Hold up a counter? Or should I hold up a counter and foretell this card? Who is Jason Dennis? There's no arena servers per se. It's just Jason Dennis solving equations and showing his work. Or to show his work. If they have removal, they can remove the same creatures they just did. Do it again. At least that way we're not losing card advantage from our hand. We have to make a positive out of this somehow, right? Yeah. Okay. Make that treasure, make that treasure. We're up to 24. They still hold counter magic up. We top deck a land, we have everything we need. Bro. Bro. Lady bro, maybe. It's good to think your turns through. Let's be serious. Hit for 1. There is a counter spell. I'm gonna say nice to get them to counter it. Trick ya! Now let's sneak this in, right? They could have more counter magic and, you know, now we're just screwed as well. No, we're good to go. I wish we had one more land. If they kill it, we get Righteous Valkyrie, which isn't that bad. If they don't kill it... Annoying. Not the worst. Take the hit. And then we'll play the Angel. There's no haste here. That way they didn't gain life when I attacked them, if we played after our attack phase. Which is nice, right? That's something. But there's another counter spell coming in our face. What? LOL. Oh, it's a Cinder Smash. That's not the worst. It was definitely not saw it coming, which is what I expected. But they're just going to double R-on us. Luckily, the Angel can stop the dragon. Where there's a dragon, there's an all-run. It's like where there's smoke, there's fire. Right? It's just like... That's how it works. Holy Toledos. A Prismari Commando. Which is good. That pyre is important. What you doing over there, Willis? Interesting. Gotcha! This is end step, right? Yeah, we win. Now that was beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. That extra 2 life right in the end there. Nice. How often do you beat a Goldspan Dragon? You know what I mean? Wow. Opponent goes first and looks pretty decent. We will need a black source eventually. I'm sure we'll find it. There it is. Get the veteran in first. A very merry hello, good game. They're right after it. Let's just take it. This dragon can come in on 4. Is that a Doomscar? We need some removal, and I guess we do find it. We don't have any removal for 2. So let's go Lunark. For gain the life. Professor. Another 3 life this time. And we'll grab Reduce to Memory. Not. Oh, we can play for 1. Let's play Chaplains, I guess, as well. Mine's bigger. That's what she said. What? Your gun is digging into my hip. Oh! Ah! It's a good card. Taking the Angel out. I guess we should have waited, maybe. Attacked first. We can trade here, though, which is really nice. They should definitely kill the Professor. Everything else gets replayed. It's a big hit. So we can leave Valkyrie there because we're getting them so low on life. Right? If they tap this Angel, like... Sure. You do you, bro. I do like this Retribution. I think it's a good card. You can get off like that double strike off normally. Woof. Mine's getting her laps in. She says we're a little slow today. Dad. Let's throw the dragon in the air. Settle the wreckage. You know what I mean? Oh, that is good. Nice. We don't get as close as we want. Right? That was really close. Maya, they're saying you've got a belly mane. Shut your mouth. Not going on camera again. And you got a little pouch? Yeah, I even exercise every day. I still got a little pouch. How annoying is this? We throw the dragon up. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 attackers. We'll get 3 damage in. I think that's the go-to. I should kill the Professor, right? Because the other things can be replayed. Oh, but they're gaining so much life through the Valkyries here. So what we've just done is irrelevant. We should have dug to find removal on top of the Valkyries. Because that's 6 life. Again, they would just take the damage. We should have drawn. I forgot about the life gain. Well, you know, it's a... probably not the most accurate term, but... They're gonna come back and get us here. That was a nice instant speed removal. Right, that Fateful Absence was hot. Not a great position, but not a bad position. Up to 11 life. Lots of land, that's for certain. Starnheim Unleashed. Good game. That's 16 life, up to 27. They smash us for lethal. Oh, we got one blocker in the air, but more than I'm willing to take. See how pretty this face is? We can't let them hit that. Our opponent is going first. Having the Pyre on turn 2 is like really nice. Best case scenario, we get a 1-drop. We don't. Frost Dragon, then High-Buy. Nice! Me too! But we should do, it's an artifact, eh? Why don't you destroy artifacts? Let's get our creature out first. The Pyre can tap for 2 the same turn that it enters. There's no summoning sickness on it. Wow. We're screwed, though. Where's my turn 3 Valkyrie? Where's my turn 3 Valkyrie? A lot of lands in these hands. Are you kidding me? And I just ripping lands, baby. We're so screwed. But you guys get to see the deck operate from the other perspective as well. They're strictly ahead of us. We can't afford to go with Tabarex. We go for it in case they reach 27, then we can't block. So I'll just try to keep them down from 27. But they have Pyre, Valkyrie, and Aura in hand. Like, did they go with Angel of Death? Oh my god. Bro. Please. Yeah, they do. They go straight to Angel of Destiny. We don't have enough to play one, grab the Professor, learn. Like, it's not gonna get us there. Shutting it down for a turn's not going to do anything. And we may as well just give them a draw rather than a creature. It just has to have attacked, right? Bye-bye! Woof. Alright, Heavenly Sacrifice, pretty cool. For those of you who don't know what cards I'm talking about to add, I mentioned one of them at the start, so we'll pull them up for you. It is the Skyclave Cleric, a 1/3, which is good life gain off of the Righteous Valkyrie. 5 life total, and it's a land. So I think that this is definitely an option to go in the deck, and probably an oversight of mine. At the beginning of the video, I told you it wasn't a problem for us, so we didn't need it. But, you know, it's just like, it's really good value. It shouldn't be overlooked. So I definitely think, you know, those of you willing to incorporate this into your deck should do so. I'm nervous on dropping too many planes. I might even drop a Hive Tyrant and a Frost Dragon, just for the clerics, for the consistency. You know, it's more 2-drops to sacrifice as well. Not that we have a, you know, a lack of 2-drops to sacrifice, but it feels good, right? Potentially gaining 5 life is nice. There's other things we can take, but I do feel like this is a good variant. You know, a lot of people will try to run Hoffrey, which is fine. When it pops off, it's good, but I don't necessarily think you need it. More removal is always an option as well. Another Vanishing Verse, potentially. We have the new removal that requires you to sacrifice. I don't necessarily think that fits in here well. Potentially, we're running Crippling Fear if the aggro decks are getting us before we can set up. However, I found that we don't really need this anymore because the disturb cost and the life gain from the veteran early on. So we have creatures, which are great. These creatures trade with their attackers, hopefully, and then you still can replay those creatures from the grave. So we get pretty good value there, and we don't necessarily need to focus on wiping their field as much. However, Crippling Fear is definitely an option for the deck if you are running into the aggro decks that are getting you down before you can really start up. But we didn't have much of a problem with that today. So those are my 2 additions to the deck to end the video, and I always like to improve the decks a little bit near the end to give a little bit of encouragement to everybody who watches until the end, right? To keep doing so. So thanks for watching, you guys. I really do appreciate it. Sorry for rambling. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Watch some more content, and most importantly, have yourselves a magical day. We'll see you soon in the next.